What's up, vape fam? Sorteal here, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. Uh, Kind of excuse the cameras going on tonight. Like, I got a new main camera, and I'm still playing with getting everything right. And then my kind of down low camera is really a backup because my other one is not in the office at the moment. But the up close camera that I had before will be back, just not tonight, because this was all kind of thrown together at the last minute. I was just like, hey, I should do a Christmas live stream tonight. Hope the audio and everything's good. Like I said, just kind of threw it all together. Hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas. Everybody's staying warm, staying safe. All I was really going to do tonight is my dead rabbit. Pretty much my daily banger. Need some new coils. It's actually long overdue, so I was going to throw some Twisted Timmy's Fralians, the .09s in here. And then I needed to rewick my RDA for Vaping B2 and probably this right here, my nitrous. So yeah, the new camera actually has a much wider angle of the office. I've got it kind of zoomed in at the moment because I'm still trying to get everything right, and the color and everything is not really where I want it, but as close as I could get it within kind of, the hour I had to play with it before going live. I wasn't actually going to do it with this camera, but then I just started messing with it. So hope it looks all right. And once I get it down pat, it should look a lot better than the old one. All right, so hope everybody is having a good Christmas. Anybody get any vape stuff for Christmas? My wife will not buy vape stuff for Christmas because she doesn't know. I think it's just because she doesn't want to get it wrong, I guess. I'm not sure. But then again, I never asked for vape stuff. Dead Rabbit Mac. It's not what this is the Dead Rabbit 3. This is my kind of daily banger. What I normally vape, my Vanilla Overdose Custard V3, which is my favorite e-liquid. This is the one like I take to work with me, things like that. For the longest time, I would not take a mech to work, and then ended up getting a little, basically like a mech mod carrying thing that sits in your cup holder from Voorhees Customs, and it made it a lot easier. I didn't have to worry so much about my mech falling over, things like that. So yeah. She'd rather punch you in the face than buy you another vape thing. Well, yeah, that might be part of it too. She'd be like, damn, what do you need? You got everything. So as we all know, it's not true, but sure, it definitely looks that way. We had a really good Christmas. We ended up going to my wife's family. That was actually a lot of fun. Then we went and saw my mother and my stepfather. Which they actually had a big Christmas. And my stepdad's pretty sick. He has COPD really bad. And I don't know, he really wanted to do it this year. It was kind of one of those things, like last couple years, they didn't do a big family gathering because he wasn't sure he could handle it. And I think my mom was worried he couldn't handle it this year, but he was actually doing really well when we went over there. So I was pretty pumped to see him up and about and moving around, and didn't seem like he was struggling as much to breathe as he normally does. Hope we buy each other stuff all year long when we need it. Gotcha. That's the way to do it there, Dusty Country Roads. All right. Here, I'm going to show you guys what this up close camera looks like. It is not, it's nothing like my usual one. And the focus on it just doesn't want to work. So yeah. Sorry about that. It's probably going to be a little touchy. But there are the coils that have been in here for far too long. I'm going to go ahead and pop these out. The wicks actually aren't too bad in this one. Come on now. I don't have as much room to play around with this camera as far as moving stuff around. But I wanted to try the new main camera, and as a consequence, I kind of had to go with this one. But this will be the last time we see this particular up close camera. So, Cloud Chucker, Merry Christmas. All right, find what I did with my oily tool. Cut these at 5, which is my usual length on this. Picked up some strep throat. I had the flu most of this week, and a lot of people were like, you know, sent kind of well wishes, which I was not expecting. That was very, very cool. So everybody that sent well wishes, hell yeah, thank you very much. Even Tim, an advocate for liberty, said something on Fresh's live stream today. I kind of wish I had that link because Michelle Lynn released an album on Bandcamp, and I think a lot of the proceeds to it actually go to suicide prevention, which I think is a very cool cause. I'm going to get these on here, but then don't worry, I'm going to switch it to a regulated mod. All right, there's one. Well, one of these is not backed out enough. There we go. Lord, the positioning with this poor camera is just terrible compared to my other one. Like if I'm not spot on underneath this particular camera's lens, it's just not happening. All right. There we go. Grab a coiling rod. Oh, Lord, look, it actually focused that close up. I'm shocked. Actually looks pretty good. I'm going to move this a little closer to the edge of the posts here. It has to have absolutely nothing else in the frame for it to focus on something up close like that. All right, take this off real quick. I am going to stick it on a regulator mod. It's also going to talk a little bit about these right here. These are the Epoch rewraps of the Molicel P45B, and they are extremely good batteries. I have a bunch of the Molicel P45B, like the actual Molicel release. And they're, in my opinion, the best batteries I've ever used. Move some of this out of the way. 0.07. It will focus, it's just finicky. Nowhere near as good as the other one. Wife got you the Reborn 1111 mech with the stack piece for Christmas. Love it, got the Valhalla on top. Heck yeah, man, I love that mechanical mod. Mine currently is all packed up, and Monday is off to Ashton at Palmer's Powders to get coated a orange to black gradient. I think I need to tighten this side a little bit more. Oh yeah. Anybody got any holiday traditions? We normally jump around so much that it's hard to have holiday traditions other than jumping around to family. The last couple of years that's slowed down some, so we've been kind of trying to make our own new family tradition. Like we've been wanting to do where we make ornaments the last couple of years. I love the idea of everybody sitting down watching Christmas movies. Everybody pick one and then you just binge watch them. Because I'm old school. I like the old school, the stuff that I grew up on as far as Christmas goes. I don't think I'm seeing any more hot spots out of this. We are going to stick some Cloud 9 cotton in here. That good stuff right there. I think I may have a couple of pieces done up enough I can just go ahead and use them. Came out to 0.09 exactly. I don't know if it'll focus enough on that for you to see it. Here we go. I love these coils. These are my favorite coils I've ever found. Just eat and lounge and enjoy the company. That sounds like a damn good Christmas. Sounds like a damn good Christmas. We just stay home, open stuff, and chill all day. That's what I wish we did. That was kind of how Christmas was when I was growing up. And then after my father passed away, everything kind of changed, of course, but never really went back to that where it was just, open presents, Christmas dinner, just kind of hang out and chill all day long. Pandemic, we got to do that a couple of years, but I would love to get back to being able to do that every year and either have everyone come see us or do all that kind of running around the family on Christmas Eve. I'm not brushing these out too terribly crazy because Cloud 9 is kind of one of those, if I rake through it too much, a ton of the cotton will just come with it. So normally just kind of do that a little bit and then Bob's your uncle. All right. There we go. Like I said, this is definitely my vanilla overdose custard RDA. Yeah, what the suicide prevention thing I was talking about earlier. If any of you guys, follow Fresh's channel and you caught either his live stream or going to go back and catch it, you might definitely think about checking out Michelle Lynn's album. It goes to a good cause, and it's a damn good album. I was not gonna say I was shocked because I'd always heard she was a really good musician, but it was a lot better than I imagined it would be. I didn't think it was my kind of style, and it's really not. It's not stuff I would normally listen to, but it is very, very good. And it's kind of that name your own price. As long as it's $10, you can pay just $10 or whatever you want to pay. I think I paid like 15 or 17 for it, something like that. Started digging through some of my gear last night, and I came across a box from a buddy with old stuff like 2015 RDAs, etc. I think I'm going to try out the Snapdragon RDA. I am not familiar with that one. Who makes the Snapdragon? There must have been one. Actually, that was 20. If that was like 2015, that was one of the years I was totally out of vaping. Was not paying attention to vaping or anything like that, unfortunately. All right. Even though this is my usual setup, I'm still going to do the usual deal of testing this out for a little bit before I stick it back on the mechanical mod here. Started out about 75 watts. Used Dead Rabbit Max on the Boxer 250 DNA 21700. Hell yeah. The Dead Rabbit Max is a damn good RDA. It's kind of one of those that I was really shocked by how well it actually performed. Grabbed another stubby and 2 Vicious Ant Club Max 2. Presents to yourself. Hell yeah. I've got the Agent Orange stubby. Review for that one will be up hopefully tomorrow or the next day. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of Boros, but that thing kind of makes me like them again, and it makes me want companies to do more of those really large Boro tanks. Like if there was an atemporal version that had that huge Boro tank, oh lord. Oh yeah, this is really good. Crank it up. I mean, I say that like I don't already know. This is my daily. The 2015 RDA dual coil round wire. Yeah, 2015, and it's really unfortunate because there was so much stuff coming out 2015, 2016, but those are the 2 years that I just fell off the map as far as vaping goes. Didn't wear a lemon cake much. You get an off taste at 4%. I would say that's a little high for it. I love Inaware lemon cake. That and FA's Pandoro are two of my favorite kind of lemon cake type of flavorings. But normally with lemon cake, I think I stick around 2. I might push it. I think I might have a recipe that pushes it to 3, but I can't say I've ever pumped it all the way up to 4. So it could just be you're blowing it out. Might try it a little lower. Hopefully it's not just an off note that you get and there's not much you can do about it. But I really like that flavor. So I would definitely try cranking it down some and see if you still get that off note. Dribbled out the wicking holes for the rod slightly. She came in when most new stuff was really good in 2018. Yeah. All right. It's good. It's doing fine at higher wattage. I'm going to check 510. Yeah, the rods are an extremely tight fit. I will definitely give you that. I think that's to attempt to keep them straight, but it doesn't really work as far as always keeping them straight, but a lot better than say something like the atemporal or the Ponte. They shift around. Or not the atemporal, I'm sorry, the Ponte, and then RDTAs like the Hillheim 30, they like to shift. Oh yeah, there we go. Much better. Those coils were, I don't even want to think how old those coils were. But yeah, the stubbies kind of made me pumped for Boro devices again a little bit. But if that one stubby Boro is going to be the only one like that, then that'll kind of be sad. Chasing clouds. I mean, I was perfectly fine with the Pulse AIO 0.5. I think it's a great device. It works fine. It was just Boros in general, I think, kind of, I don't know. They just weren't my thing. Because RTAs in general aren't my thing. There's a few, of course, that I really like, but for the most part, I'm just not big on RTAs. Joel's got a giant Ponte on the way. Hell yeah. I would love to see a new profile RDA. Yeah, an adapter so you could use the .AIO Boros would be awesome. All right. What else did I need to do? This thing right here. I got to move some of this stuff for this damn camera freak. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and stick it on. Whoop. Stick it on the Steam Crave, the Hadron Plus here. And it is RDA for vaping V2. I have dozens of all the profiles. Wife has even more. All right, I gotta find the right bit to this. Hey, there it is. Cool. That was easy. All right. Hoping it will. I just need to make sure these are tight. All I'm doing with this one is rewicking it. That one's good. Come on. And that one's good. All right. Those came out easy. I think as far as the profiles go, I have, I think 3 or 4 of the original profile. I only have 1 Unity because I did not like the Unity when I first got it. You see that ring right there, all that crap? That's from the Profile X. Did all that right there. It kept getting stuck on here. But yeah, and then let me think. I've got 5 of the Profile RDTA because that's my favorite mesh atomizer ever. Especially the fact, you know, you can use it as just a straight RDA. It has the best deck as far as mesh goes that I've ever seen. I've got a few of the Profile M's. And then the 1 Profile X and 1 Profile PS. I wasn't a huge fan of the PS. But now the RDTA I love. Yeah. I would love to see a just straight Profile RDA that uses that same deck, you know, maybe with some, I mean, I don't know what he would improve with it, but I'm sure he could, I'm sure Joel would think of something. But the ability to use coils in it and have leg lead inserts and grub screws for your coil legs, that was a genius move. And those bigger mesh strips, they just work better, especially the woven, the extreme mesh. I don't think anything has topped that in the mesh world since Wotofo released it. I actually had Joel hit me up on Facebook. I kept hearing all kinds of stuff about the Profile X. So when I did the review, I was like, you know, hey, this is what I've heard about it, but it's all, you know, 2nd, 5th, 8th, 15th, 18th hand. But you know that he didn't really have anything to do with it, blah blah blah, that all that stuff. And then he tried calling me through Facebook, and I did not see it because all my notifications for Facebook are turned off. I only see that stuff if I actually go into the app. And whoa, what is all that? But he was basically calling to, I guess, clear all that up and explain to me what exactly happened. And from what he's saying, you know, that is a design of his. It was an older design. He wanted to do something else that was like a thank you to all the fans of the profile throughout the years before doing something else like that. And Wotofo said, no, we're doing this. And so, yeah, he kind of just had to let them, I guess. I don't know if he had to, but I think the the way the contract is with Tofo, I guess has the release rights. Like he owns the profile name and the designs, I'm assuming, and all that. But Tofo is the only one that can release a profile, at least for the next year or two, something like that. Then after that, he can take the profile somewhere else, which I would imagine he's probably been wanting to do that since Smoke bought Tofo, but who knows? I would have. That's the only reason I say that. I would love to see a profile that was manufactured and released by Damn Vape. All right. Take some of this out. We'll just stick that back there, see if it'll focus on it. Use the bigger mesh, my Steam Crave mesh decks too. Yeah. That stuff is just the best stuff out there at the moment for mesh, is those bigger strips. Trying to divide this Cloud 9 here right on the money. Got a nice glow on that. Thank you, sir. Those are those Twisted Timmy's Fralians as well. They just wish it would focus on them. Come on there, camera. Never using you again, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I don't know. They just, all the Timmy stuff that I've ever used has all been extremely good. There's blue liquid everywhere. Good thing I'm going to use the same liquid. The one I'm going to use for this is my chocolate overdose custard. So it's just Custard City tonight. Scandrel, what's up? Oh. All right. That should be about all we need. I'm going to brush through it just enough to straighten the cotton out somewhat. And then that's about it. Just so it's not bunched up anywhere. All right. I think that looks pretty good. Clean it up just a hair. All right. I didn't dunk these or anything like that. I brushed them out a little bit, but really just wanted a quick rewick job on this one. Crossbond Vapes, what's up, brother? Glad you can make one. Live stream, that is. All right. I think that'll probably work pretty good. Go ahead, clean this up just a little bit. Go ahead, swap back over as well. Still trying to get you. Every time I see this camera, when it comes back up to the big top, I'm like, the color's not right. Just haven't gotten to play with it enough. Like today, an hour before the stream's the first time I set this up and started messing with it or anything like that. So I do apologize if the color scheme and all that's a little weird at the moment. But overall, it is a much better camera than the previous one. All right. All right, let's see. What are your thoughts on Steam Crate Pumper? I'm thinking of getting one for my Hadron. I've not tried it yet. I think it's a genius idea. That way you can turn pretty much any mod into a squonk mod. I like that. I like the idea behind it, but I unfortunately have not had a chance to play with it, so I don't really have an educated opinion on it, unfortunately. But I will say it looks extremely cool. The good color is right on to me. Oh, okay. It may just be I'm used to the other camera and it's kind of throwing me off, but it looks a lot clearer than the old one. I definitely will say that. And then once I get it set up a little more, like I said, it pans out a lot wider without being that kind of fisheye style. So I do like that. It'll allow me to set up, a little bit more of the office just as far as background and all that. All right, here we go. I love this chocolate overdose custard. This is the version 2 of it. Really didn't change much for the version 2. I just added Hankson's Australian chocolate and played with a few of the percentages. Reminds me of the Top Squonker that Cthulhu released years ago. Squeeze bottle between the mod and the RDA. I'm not familiar with that one either. Glad I caught a live stream. Wait, who all's drunk? All right, Crossbomb, I know you're drunk. That's always a plus. Scandrel. I got to stream back up here. Scandrel was drunk? Oh, I'm very drunk. Okay, yeah, I totally missed that one. Well, hell yeah. Don't mind it when there's drunk people in chat. The first thing that I built up there, Crossbomb, was the Dead Rabbit 3. Put some Twisted Timmy's Fralians in here. And my Vanilla Overdose Custard 3. This is kind of my daily banger. This was really the whole idea of doing a live stream on Christmas was, hey, I need to put new coils in this and wick it up. And the other one's the RDA for Vaping Beat 2. And that was kind of the other thing was like, hey, I need to rewick that as well. Let's just do a live stream on Christmas. I was sick all last week, so wasn't a whole lot of content out last week, unfortunately. So I decided, hey, let's do a Christmas stream, just rewick some stuff, put some coils in some stuff that I need to anyway, and then just kind of hang out with you guys. All right, I know this one's good, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick it back on this right here once I clean it up a little bit. This is one of my favorite mechanical mods that I own. It is this right here, the Shido from Russian Custom Mods. Still have not got the Chaos. I pre-ordered the orange Chaos from good old delightful place that I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. At least anyone here in the States probably knows what I'm talking about. And then found out there's only one. So the one that I pre-ordered, as far as any coming to the States, there's only one, which is pretty cool. And it's actually numbered 0001. I'm anxious to get that, but it still hasn't gotten to them yet to kind of ship off to me. Spent one whole year drunk in South Korea in the sir. That sounds like my dad. My dad did that, basically, from what he said. Been drunk for a while, but nowhere near a year. Cross bomb, yeah, I'm doing a lot better. My immune system is just wrecked. Plus, because of a condition that I have to take medicine that also suppresses my immune system. Then anytime I get sick, it's way worse than it should be. This time actually was not the case, which makes me hope that, what they're giving me for my Crohn's disease is actually really doing its job, and my immune system is kind of like, oh well, let's not focus on his gut and go do what we're actually supposed to do, because I get anything that's around me really easy, because I was sick for a few days the week before, and then bam, got hammered with the flu, and I was having fevers of like 101.2, 101.5 there for a little while. But I actually fought it off relatively quick, at least for me. I think it's like about 4 days, and I pretty much kicked most of it. Yeah, I really dig this mechanical mod. I'm anxious to see what Russian Custom Mods is going to do next. I don't know. I'm worried. Somebody had said that they're not going to do, like, they're getting out of mechanical mods. But I have no idea if that's true or not. The way I understood it was they were just getting rid of all they had in the Infinity line, and then they were going to come out with a new style, and then same thing they did with the Infinity line. There'll be a bunch of different variations of it. Yeah, that's working great. Hey, this last one, I don't even have to move, like, off the mod that it's on, at least. Like, top off this. This doesn't even hardly look like it needs to be rewicked, but I'm going to anyway. Thank you very much, Dusty Country Rose, and thank you everybody for prayers, well wishes, positive vibes, all that stuff. I 100% think helped. All right, this is the nitrous. Got it on top the Amdura. All I'm doing with this one is rewicking it as well. And definitely, whenever you see that happen, I'm sure you guys probably already know, but where one side just pulls out, that means you've had cotton collapse on one side, and then it's just melted the wick. So yeah, this, even though it looked good, it definitely needed to be rewicked. Oh my lord, come on, there you go. I really dig this Endura. I like the Endura Pro as well. Yeah, cotton collapse is a pain in the butt. Especially on mesh. It's a nightmare on mesh. And these coils are 2.5 millimeter inner diameter coilology aliens. These are 0.3, so the pair comes out to 0.15. But for the nitrous, they work really well. Doesn't get the top cap overly hot. And flavor off of them is banging. Actually, these look like they might need to be changed. I think they've been in here a while. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I may need to check the tension on this. And of course I dropped the flathead that I needed. They're not wanting to glow quite evenly. A bit of an inside hot spot. I hate trying to get those out. There we go. That's a little better. Never use Anywhere lemon cake more than 1%. Yeah, I think most of the time if I'm using it in a recipe, it's like 1.5, 2. If I'm pairing it with another cake, like maybe Pandora or something, it's probably 0.75 or 1%. I know I have one that cranks it all the way up to 3. Notice your cotton lasts longer, definitely. Especially if you don't use as much sweetener and are kind of watching what concentrates you're using. Like darker concentrates can definitely gunk up your coils and especially your cotton. But then the amount of sweetener you use, I think, is the biggest thing out there. And in DIY, the sweetener, for the most part, is cranked way down. I've heard multiple places that, and even when I was working for a vape shop that was also an e-liquid company, what they told us was that the industry standard for sweetener in commercial e-liquids was 2 to 3%, which I think is absolutely insane. And that is mostly Capella's Super Sweet being used that high. Oh Lord, come on now. But they also use a lot more flavorings than, and I think that's a big part of it, that the sweetener almost mutes everything and tones it down. It ends up being crazy sweet, but it doesn't end up being terrible because there's so much flavoring in there. You really need something to kind of mute a lot of those flavorings. So I know at that particular place I worked, their minimum, like if you were trying to make a recipe for them, they wanted it to be 20%, 20 to 25% flavoring. So if you were going to submit a recipe and see if they would actually pick it up as a liquid, or even just a listed house recipe, it had to at least be 20% flavoring, which is nuts. All right, there we go, nice and poofy and pretty. Looks good to me. This being the 2.5 and the cotton a little bit thicker, I'm going to kind of do the under, the Mike Vapes under action. All right, I think that looks pretty good. For this one, I've been vaping my berries in the mist, which is actually a really old recipe of mine. Whenever Capella's Berry Cooler flavor concentrate, which originally was part of their Euro flavors line, but I think now they've just moved it over to just their standard Capella line. But it's kind of like a mixed berry with some berry cooler is kind of a mixed berry with some eucalyptus. I think there's just a mild touch of anise in there. And from day one, I loved that flavoring. So I made a recipe that basically enhanced the berries in it, added a little bit of apricot, and added a little bit of black currant. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of black currant in Berry Cooler. but it kind of gets berry. You only really kind of barely taste it on the aftertaste. And I'd say unless, you know, you were a fan of black currant, you might not even realize what you're tasting. So I ended up adding some Vape Train Shisha black currant to it to kick that up. And the end result is one of the few, well, I won't say few, but not very many coolant type recipes or liquids are out there that I actually like, but most of the ones that I do generally have either spearmint, maybe just a light straight mint, or eucalyptus. And this is one that uses eucalyptus that I absolutely love, is that berry cooler, but also this recipe. So if you're looking on all the flavors and you're curious about it, it's called Berries in the Mist. Oh yeah, that's good. But now if you don't like anise, or if you know, a lot of people think anise and eucalyptus mixed together kind of makes a almost like a Halls type of taste. Like if you just got a straight honey flavored Halls cough drop, and it almost kind of tastes like that. But in this, it's, I don't know, it doesn't taste like a Halls necessarily to me. All right, let's see. 2 to 3% is way too much. Yeah, as far as the sweetener goes, sweetener choice depending on profile. Yep, for sure. I rarely ever use Capella Super Sweet anymore. I make a lot of kind of cream and bakery recipes, so Flavora Sweetness I think works so much better, definitely with creams, but also with bakeries and just about anything out there. Then if I need something that's kind of heavy sweetener like Capella Super Sweet is, generally now use Purellum's Super Sweet, because it's pretty much almost as sweet as Capella's, but it doesn't leave that kind of Splenda bomb in your mouth aftertaste that Super Sweet from Capella can. And then if it's something like a candy, lemonade, fruit, generally I'll use Vaporworks sweetener. But I don't think any of those ever go over 1%. Most of the time it's 1/4% to 0.75. You said, holy cow, yeah. When I worked there, there was a bunch of stuff that they said that I thought was, because I was already into DIY when I started working there. So I was a little blown back. We had a guy that came in and he wanted a sweet cream, right? And so they would make a 240 milliliter bottle with 20% TFA DX sweet cream. And that's about it. A little bit of sweetener, but not much. And he was happy. He would vape it like it was nobody's business. I don't see how that would just be, that would taste like baby vomit to me. Not super sensitive to butyric acid, but that TFA DX sweet cream has a ton of it in there. And there were just some mixes that I thought were crazy. Like, they did one that was like, was it TFA peppermint rounds mixed with, I want to say it's the Red Hot from TFA and Culotta. And it was it smelled absolutely terrible. But we had several people that bought the hell out of it. So it was kind of interesting to see what people liked. And although I had a recipe that was up there that was a tangerine lime that a bunch of people liked, and it didn't hardly have any sweetener in it. It was more like a DIY recipe. But My boss always thought I was ripping people off because the recipe itself was only like, 9% flavorings. I think it was like um, Capella sweet tangerine. Trying to think what the key lime, there was key lime in it, and then Flavor lime wedge, and something else. I can't remember what the recipe is now for the life of me. But it wasn't much of any of those flavors except for tangerine was a little high in the mix. And I think it used 0.5% of TFA sweetener, which is nothing. It's probably 0.1 of super sweet. You're butyric sensitive, pepper taster, and strawberry blind. Yeah, damn man. That's rough right there. To be really butyric sensitive, a pepper taster, and like a strawberry. Are you strawberry blind, like you can't taste any, or are you like strawberry mute where certain ones like, strawberry gummy candy or sweet strawberry you can taste? Because I know a couple of people that are just absolutely strawberry blind. I've never been able to find a strawberry that they can really taste. As far as any of that, I'm a little sensitive to butyric acid, but not much. And I think really everybody is if it's in a high enough concentration. Other than that, there's certain things I guess I'm a little super taster-ish about. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty much middle of the road as far as how flavors come across to me. Although I will get weird chemical notes from some flavoring that other people don't get at all. All right, so got all three of these done up finally. They definitely needed it. The Dead Rabbit 3 definitely needed new coils. And this guy right here had been going on the same wicks for God knows how long. I'm normally like a change my cotton out every week kind of person, but this one just been sitting on my nightstand, so I only really vaped it kind of in the middle of the night or before going to bed. And the wicks just kept looking like they were okay, but then after a while it was kind of that, your cotton's collapsed in there when you're just having to drip constantly because it's just burning through liquid. And then once the coil burns all the liquid on it, it's not going to taste right. Gummy candy shisha, SSA strawberry soft candy, and ultimate strawberry VSO raw are your go-tos. Yeah, VSO strawberry raw, I love that. I love that flavoring. I love pretty much all those. Yeah, gummy candy, shisha strawberry, strawberry soft candy, and jungle flavors ultimate strawberry, along with the VSO. Those seem to be about the ones that anybody that's ever asked me to mix up recipes that has a hard time tasting strawberry, the ultimate strawberry, strawberry gummy candy, the VSO, even just the regular VSO strawberry just cranked up enough, but strawberry raw makes it even easier. I really can't wait till he fully releases the extremes, because I've got the strawberry extreme and I love that flavoring. That's another one that everyone can easily kind of taste strawberry if you're just a little mute to strawberries, not fully blind. So it sounds like everybody had a good Christmas for the most part. I'm glad to hear that. We were actually going through the house. There was a family here in town that they had a fire that burned down their whole house, I think the day before, like Christmas Eve, basically, or Christmas morning. I can't remember if it was the night before or if it was early this morning, but we found out about it. And then they were kind of asking, if anybody has some stuff. So we went through the whole house. There was, I believe, a mother, father, and 2 kids, I believe. Maybe 3, I think it's 2. But we went through the whole house just finding clothes and everything else we could think of that they might use that was in their sizes to go take to them. So I really feel bad for that family. That's a horrible way to spend Christmas. So we were definitely happy to do whatever we could to make it a little bit better. And my thing, I'm more like, I hope everything that we send them is useful and fits and they can actually wear. Can't wait to get your paws on the extremes. Yeah, I wish I had more of them, but it's like, I got this one off. It probably won't even show up on this poor camera. A little bit. But yeah, Swaggy sent me a bunch of them. I think it was strawberry, grape, apple, blueberry. I think one other one. Oh yeah. They kind of, I almost have to measure them out similar to the raws. Almost. They a little bit higher, and they don't get harsh the way the raws can. If you push the raws a little bit too high, you know, they'll get kind of harsh on you real quick. But these are not that way. But for the most part, like with I did a recipe with the grape, and I think it was like 1%, 1.5 on a couple of the recipes I tried with it. Terrible time to lose yeah, it definitely is. I don't know how that fire started or what happened there. I think it was an electrical fire. But yeah, that's an absolutely shitty way to have Christmas or to start Christmas. So yeah, we were more than happy to do whatever we could. And one more big purchase at Bull City I want to get, then I can start VSO and go to town. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's very few VSO flavors that I don't like, but that's not to say that like I could only use VSO flavors and it will work all the time. Definitely not that. Because so many of them are so authentic that if you were trying to do something like a candy or a mixed drink or anything like that use some type of artificial flavoring. Manoj, have a good night. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Thanks for hanging out on the live stream. Probably not going to be much on the replay. I'm just about done here. Kind of get back to the family Christmas, but have a nice evening. But yeah, with the VSO, a lot of them are so authentic that if you're going for something that's not supposed to be authentic, a lot of them are kind of out. Come to think of it, I don't think I've taken this RDA off of the Bushido here from Russian Custom Mods, RDA V2, since I got it. This pair has been kind of a married pair for a while now. But yeah, like I said, I think just about done. Kind of just wanted to do something since it was Christmas and didn't have a whole lot of content last week. See how you guys were doing. Go ahead, try out the new camera somewhat, which I really like this one, but the backup for the up and close is definitely going to have to go. But I already knew I was going to go back to the old one because it works so well. I don't think I'll replace it anytime soon. Don't have Beecher's V2 yet. It's a damn good RDA. It's definitely up there as far as, I don't know. I was kind of thinking about a list of like RDA, like my top RDAs for the year. And I mean, I know the top 3 for me are the Danny V2, the RDA for Vaping V2, and TMF V2. They're all V2s. Dad Brody, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a damn good Christmas. But yeah, I can't really decide which one out of those 3 I would consider to be the best. Probably an RDA for Vaping V2, but I really love that Danny as well, and the TMF from Danvape really surprised me, especially once I put it on a squonk. It hasn't left my Defiant Designs TS since I put it on there, because it squonks so amazingly. Got another one of these that's actually on Monday will go off to Ashton at Palmer's Powders as well. It's another one of the black ones, but it's going to get painted in a matte bright orange, and then the AFC rings all in more of a shinier bright orange. So I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, the Valhalla, I don't know about the mini, but the Valhalla V2 Micro would definitely be up there, but that would probably be what, the one that would fall next would be the Valhalla V2 Micro. Chasing Clouds flavor reviews. Have a good night. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year if I don't see you or talk to you before then. Actually, I think that's probably it for me too, guys. Got everything I wanted to get done. Try and get back to the rest of the family Christmas night. Just like I said, wanted to, kind of do something on Christmas with all you guys. And, I had that whole week where I didn't feel good, so I didn't have a whole lot of content. This week coming up, there's plenty of stuff coming. The Stubby review should be coming. The 850 review and the Kylan M Boro review should be coming. And then Tuesday, 1 p.m. will be live mixing. Wednesday, 10 p.m. will be the live build stream. And I don't know, I should have, oh yeah, I'll also have a video going over the Molicel P45B and the Molicel P28B. So that should hopefully all be out this week coming up, if I can bang all of it out. Some of it's already banged out, but all right, guys, I'm going to call it. I appreciate every last one of you guys coming out, hanging out. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and if I don't see you, wonderful New Year. Vape on, and I'll catch you in the next one.